Hey everyone, you're watching Sunday Night Soul Time and it is April 14th, 2019. I first want to start off by truly thanking so many of you that sent me notes this week. Really not only applauding the content and the topic of last week because it was one that just hit home for so many, but really asking to hear more about it. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to continue our conversation about self-love. This is something I've struggled with my whole life, right? To look in the mirror and not only be in acceptance of what I see, but to have a true, abiding, deep, unwavering love there. And I believe that's the lesson that we're all here to learn in so many ways, right? The spiritual path, the path to mastery, the path of becoming whole, of stepping into true happiness and fulfillment is really synonymous with a journey to self-love. That's what the deal is. That's what we're here to do. And it got me really thinking. And look, for women, it's a no-brainer. Like, so many women struggle with self-esteem and body issues and, all the things that are evidence of a lack of self-love, and why I believe that last week's session was not only so helpful and healing, but just really sparked a lot within us, because it is the journey each day that we're all on. It's so prevalent for so many of us. So many of us wake up and have so many negative thoughts about ourselves. They often say the reflection of your reality is what you believe about yourself. So if there's something missing in your reality, if there's something missing in your life, that's most likely inherently due to a belief you have about yourself, or a lack thereof. So this is a lifelong process. It is a journey, but it is so one worth doing and worth being on. And last week we talked a lot about negative self-talk, and reshaping that. But we also talked about how self-love isn't just about self-care, though that's a part of it, but it's consciously sending yourself positive energy, positive love each day. Doing things like looking in the mirror and telling yourself you love yourself, as an example of an action you can take. And as cheesy as that might sound, that kind of stuff really works. And not to feel that, negative emotion that comes up when I say doing something like that, right? But for that to be easy and fluid and simple. And so it got me really thinking about self-love on a deeper issue. And I often say, if you've read any of my writing, self-love is the life purpose journey. For until you truly love yourself and have those high-level beliefs about yourself, you're not open to receiving, and you're not open to manifesting a life that reflects that self-love. It just simply isn't possible. So you have to truly love yourself to be open to receiving and bringing out everything that's already within, and having that vibration manifest and attract everything in your life that's a reflection of that. That is the journey of happiness and fulfillment. But to go on a deeper level too, it really, self-love, where does it come from, right? What is the core disease beneath it? And it's a disease of perception about our perceived separation. The disease of perception about our perceived separation. That at its core is what fuels this, and all of this, men or women. This is the human condition. And when I say perceived separation, and I say this, applies to any spiritual religious beliefs that you might have, but the perceived separation, disconnection from the oneness, from the universe, from the divine, from the higher power, God, whatever your word is. But it's when we perceive ourselves to be separate rather than one with, that fuels a lack of self-love. So what do I mean by this? That perceived separation fuels the need to perceive differences. It fuels this idea that we're not enough. Because if we're one, trust me, we're enough. But the disease comes in that we're not enough. And then we spend all our time in different ways, beating ourselves up for that, not loving ourselves for that. Does that make sense? So really, to start to heal this at the deepest level is to focus on healing the disease of separation. So understanding and knowing that you are one with love, that everything you ever needed or have is within, that because of your oneness, you are perfect. There is nothing to beat yourself up for. Your mistakes are perfect. They're divinely timed. They're meant to happen. And the more that you start to perceive this oneness, the more that you'll have this deep, all-abiding compassion that you can't shake. But when you perceive the separation, you have that disease, then you're constantly persecuting yourself for all the different ways that you're separate, right? I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm not smart enough. I mean, the list can go on and on and on, but it's that disease, that perception of separation that keeps you in that pattern of a lack of self-love in so many different ways or different behaviors. You know, not setting healthy boundaries, allowing emotions like guilt to rule us and keep us imprisoned in cycles that don't serve us. So what I really want to do with you tonight is focus on healing the disease of separation. And we're going to tackle that and do that in our meditation. But first, I wanted to share a couple of, you know, more kind of actions and conscious practices that you can do. One is really just making a conscious intention every day to just, today I'm going to perceive my oneness. Today I'm going to perceive myself as perfect. Conscious intention is really powerful, right? So just making the conscious intention that I am going to perceive and see my oneness today. See my innate connection with others. I'm not going to perceive a need to compare myself with others because we're all one. I'm going to see the perfection in them and see the perfection of me. And that leads me to the second thing that you can really practice doing. It's choose to see the similarities, not the differences. With yourself and others, but also just the similarities within you with the divine, the one, whatever you want to call it. Choose to see the similarities, not the differences. Choose to focus your energy on that. And then third, and this is, you know, forever, for those of you that love to keep journals and do that kind of work, make a list each day, just how you do a gratitude list of all the ways that you're one, all the ways that you notice that you're one. And as you start to heal this part of you, you'll start to see that the ways in which you were persecuting yourself for perceived wrongs will inherently slip away because you'll know that you are love. You'll know that you're not a bad person or doing things wrong, but that you're perfectly flawed. When you perceive that that life force energy, the divine, is right here in your heart and is within, it's going to be more about bringing that out rather than focusing on all the ways that you're not that. Because when you're focused more consciously on the I'm not that, is when you are in different patterns of a lack of self-love that can manifest in so many ways. You know, from not doing self-care, from beating ourselves up, from things like addiction, you know, overeating, whatever it is. So focus on healing the oneness. So with those three practices, so it's really consciously choosing, I'm going to attend to see my oneness today. Second, doing it. So focusing on the similarities in every situation. Look for similarities, not the differences. And then third, making a list of all the ways in which you're one every day, everything you noticed, all the ways you're one. Because the ego mind, the ego self, is focused all throughout the day cataloging and having a dialogue going about all the ways that you're different and separate. That is what all fuels all negative self-talk, negative thoughts, negative beliefs. The difference, the difference, the difference. It all comes down to that. Difference and separation. So instead, start focusing on the oneness. Okay, and so now we're going to tackle this a bit with a beautiful healing meditation. If you're not already in a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, please go find that. You can pause if you need to. Great. And now I want you to just sit in a comfortable and relaxed position. I again advise you don't lay down, but you don't need it to be in any kind of, meditative or yoga posture. You can just be comfortable. And now close your eyes with me. And we'll do some deep breaths in together to just start to anchor and ground ourselves. So breathe in through the nose and release through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in and out. And so I want you to imagine, as we do together, that there's a beautiful golden ball of light about 100 feet above your head. And I just want you to consciously allow yourself to meet this light as you open your crown chakra on the top of your head, which is the same as just imagining that there's a beautiful lotus flower in the top of your head that opens, and allow this beautiful healing light and energy to come in. And today we ask this light to heal the disease of separation that's within us. And as it does, it just starts to flow down into our head, clearing away all negative beliefs fueled by separation, into our throats, healing, opening, activating, into our shoulders, our arms. Just allow yourself to relax and let go. Into your heart, healing any wounds or past trauma fueled by a belief or perception of separation. And going down your stomach, your hips, your thighs and legs, and out the bottom of your feet. And this light goes down, down, down to the center of the earth, where it meets a beautiful white light right in the center. And just feel your oneness. And in this moment, feel your oneness with divine love, with all that is. As you just allow this divine love to come back up and to, again, wipe away anything that is separation. Up through the bottom of your feet, your legs, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your stomach, really opening and activating, clearing and cleansing. Up into your heart, where it rests there for a second and just really clears out all past pain and trauma, all stuck energy that is not for your highest good. And it just shoots out the center of your heart, and your heart opens like a beautiful flower and just expands like a beautiful sun. And it expands all around you like a big bubble, a golden sun. Just feel this now. And then allow this light to expand even further, covering the whole room you're in, the home you're in, the city you're in. Keep expanding. The state you're in, the country you're in, and now expands and covers the entire globe. And here I want you to just feel your oneness. And now we're going to invite in, imagine like a beautiful pink light of compassion and self-love entering in. And this light just knows how to go to any parts of you where you need more self-love and where parts of you fueled by separation can be healed now so that you can step into greater self-love. And just feel this light start to enter in through your heart. And it's just going to go and just flood every cell of your body and just heal you now. And just take these words in as this beautiful light heals all the lack of self-love fueled by a perception of separation within you. I am enough. I am one with love. Love is my source. There is no separation between me and the one that all is. Love is within every cell of my body. I perceive similarities with myself and all that is, and with everyone I meet. We are all one. There is no separation. Differences are an illusion that I'm willing and ready to heal now. I am ready to heal my perception of separation now. I choose oneness. I choose love. I choose to love myself deeply. And just feel the light just continuing to just wrap you in a warm, beautiful embrace, loving and healing all the disconnected parts of you, all the parts of you that are just ready to be healed now. And as we do that, we're going to just look and see and give yourself the opportunity and chance to let go of any negative attachments to thought patterns, programming, beliefs, past life experiences that you've had before this moment in time that are really keeping you tied into a perception of separation. And so again, these can be thought patterns, just a general perception you have, but it can also be tied to experiences you've had. And when you're attached to these, you continue to perceive separation as something real rather than for the illusion it is. So we're going to give you a chance to remove and release these blocks now. And so we're going to ask your higher self to step down and in. We're going to ask her to help show you what is ready to be released. And as we do this, it's okay if you don't consciously see anything or have an idea about something. And you might as well, and that's okay too. But no, it's still working regardless. It's the conscious intention that matters. And so we're going to ask, what is the first thing that is really fueling your perception that you're separate from oneness, separate from love, that you're most willing and ready to let go of now, and bring it forward. And again, it might be a word, it might be a memory, it might just be a general feeling. And on the count of 3 and with the breath, you're going to release this attachment now. And so when I count to 3 and on the breath, you'll imagine this cord that connects you to it just being severed. So let's do this now. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, breathe in and release. And that is released and let go of. Good work. We'll do one more. And we ask, what is the second thing that is most fueling a perception of separation that you're ready to let go of now? And again, it might be a thought, a word, a memory, an experience, whatever it is. And if you don't perceive anything, that's okay too. We ask to bring it forward now. Just feel the cord that connects you to that. And again, on the count of 3, we'll release it. 1, 2, 3, breathe in and release. And that is severed. And let's actually do just one more. And know that sometimes you can feel these kind of cords in your back as well. And if you're not perceiving it anywhere around you, that's okay too. It's okay. And so what's the third thing that is really fueling this perception of separation, that's fueling a lack of self-love that you are most ready to let go of now? Bring it forward. Feel how you're attached to it and be willing to let it go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in and release. And that cord is cut. And now this beautiful pink light that's still there, along with a beautiful golden light, just swirls around and just replenishes you and releases any remnants of these negative attachments and just fills you with light and raises you into the vibration of self-love even more, even higher, healing you now in all the ways that is for your highest good and highest light. You are healed and you are one. And just feel that. Great. And let's do some just grounding breaths to anchor this in. So just breathe in with me in through your nose and release. Again, breathe in and release. And one more, breathe in and release. Good. Now wiggle your hands, your fingers, your toes. You can open your eyes when you are ready. Welcome back. So again, just know that self-love is the journey, and your goal, what you're working towards, is just get to a place where it's easy to just feel that love for yourself. Like it's second nature. Second nature. Doesn't make you uncomfortable or feel weird. You know, I'm in that category with you too. So we're on this journey together. And I truly believe that comes by healing the perceived separation. You are one, so you can't help but love yourself and have compassion for yourself and forgive yourself. Okay, I will see you next week. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions for future talks, I'm open and I'm happy to listen. And if I can do anything to support you, truly don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, I'll see you next week. Have a beautiful week. Goodbye for now.